Hello, my name is Maya. Welcome back to part 4 of the amusement park review in Orlando, Florida. So today is Animal Kingdom, so this is the last of the Disney World ones. Next episode will be Universal Studios, specifically Harry Potter. I don't know if I'm going to split it up and do Universal Studios alone and then do Harry Potter. I didn't spend a lot of time outside of Harry Potter, so I don't really know if I can do a full conducive review, but we'll see. This one's Animal Kingdom. This was the last park that we went to Disney. It was part 2 of our park hopper day, so we went in the afternoon and we did Epcot in the morning, and I loved Animal Kingdom. I'm gonna be completely honest, I was expecting Animal Kingdom to be my least favorite park, which was why it was kind of put in a stupid time slot. And we all kind of just disregarded Animal Kingdom and put it in a bad time slot. And I regret that. I really do. I actually really wish that we had done a full day at Animal Kingdom. And honestly, maybe I've done a park hopper in Hollywood Studios. I really liked Animal Kingdom a lot. It was our second favorite park, and Magic Kingdom was my first, obviously, but Animal Kingdom really was so nice, and I wish that we had spent more time there. And it would be one of the parks, if I ever did go back to Orlando, I would go to Animal Kingdom for a full day. I enjoyed it so much. Full disclosure, I love zoos, and this was basically just a zoo. Animal Kingdom is kind of an amalgamation of a bunch of stuff. So it's primarily a zoo, as is the name, Animal Kingdom. And then you've also got Pandora. And you've also got some sort of Dino Land thing. We did not go to Dino Land. And I don't want to have to explain why we didn't go to Dino Land. But I think that's pretty self-explanatory. We didn't go there. And I don't really regret not going to Dino Land. In fact, I actually forgot Dino Land existed until I sat down and I was like, oh wait, we didn't go to Dino Land. I don't really care. No regrets at all. But yeah, primarily it's a zoo. There's some really fun thrill rides there, and just overall the atmosphere was fun. It was really nice to walk through. They had it was really nice. It was a well thought out zoo too. You had a lot of side passages that you could go down to kind of visit animals and stuff like that, and there was like some walks you could do. And then the main path was very much built to be kind of like an African city. I really can't say which one we were going for. I'm not educated enough to say anything about that, but that was kind of the vibe I got. And I could be wrong, but that was the vibe I got. And considering there was a safari and stuff like that, I'm kind of thinking we were leaning towards that vibe, but again, I could be wrong. And the atmosphere was really nice. They had a bunch of like people like performing and stuff like that as you walked along. They kind of made like the shops and the drink stands look a little bit more like they were supposed to be like out in the jungle and stuff like that. And I liked it. I liked the atmosphere a lot when you walked in. There was a lot more shade. You really utilized trees because they were going for more of a nature-y kind of vibe, and I appreciated that because I was just coming off of Epcot and not feeling great, so I appreciated the shade. I'm gonna do a review of the zoo part. The atmosphere part, that was basically just my review. I didn't look a lot at the merch, I'm going to be completely honest, so this is not going to be a merch review. The other ones I did review the merch, but for this one specifically, we really didn't stop and look at any of the merch. They were selling a lot of like stuff you'd find at a zoo, so like t-shirts with animals on them, and just like stuffies and stuff like that, and that's just what I could gather by walking past kiosks as we were going to our destinations. But I don't have a lot to say about merch. I actually thought it might have been the classiest merch the entire time because a lot of it was just very basic zoo merch. And zoo merch was pretty basic and easy, and you'd be fine wearing a freaking giraffe shirt out, right? Like, it didn't seem super Disney leaning towards either, which I thought was fine because I don't want to have, like, I understand the Disney-fied animals, but it was also kind of nice to not have the Disney-fied stuff. So it felt a lot less Disney, but that was not bad, I would say. I would actually say that was kind of a nice thing. Not in the way that Epcot was kind of nice, that it felt a little less Disney because they tried to hammer in Disney wherever they could. Animal Kingdom just gave up and kind of felt a little bit less removed from the Disney. Obviously Disney was there. I'm not saying it wasn't, but it felt a little bit more different in vibes, and I kind of like that. The zoo itself, as I said, was really good. They had a good variety of animals. I will say that in terms of like living conditions, I thought they actually did a pretty good job of making everyone's habitats. Every animal seemed to have a lot of room and a lot of like natural kind of habitat that they lived in. The tiger had literally the biggest enclosure I've ever seen, and I'm not complaining. The tiger deserved a big enclosure, but why were the manatees not given that same consideration? You know what I mean? The manatees are big. They should have the same size enclosure as the tiger. And the tiger got a bunch of temples too, which I thought was kind of funny. But they had a lot of like fun like zoo nature walks, so you could go within the zoo and you'd see like a bunch of different enclosures and a bunch of different animals, and they had cast members there who would answer your questions. You could talk to them and they would give you knowledge about the animals that you saw, and you do like a little path through. And honestly, it was all very well set up. I really enjoyed it. I thought it was a solid zoo with a lot of different animals. Every animal seemed to be decently taken care of, that I could say. And overall, it was just nice. It was a nice zoo. I don't know how else to really review a zoo. It was good. It was a good zoo. And then the safari, which I think you have to go on. The safari was great. It really was, like, we gave it all a 10 out of 10 experience. It really was great. I really enjoyed the fact that we went off the beaten path, and a lot of the enclosures seemed very natural, right? Like, there were no, like, actual gates, if that makes sense. They would use the terrain as the enclosure. So, and they had, like, little kind of, like, barbs and stuff like that. But the animals seemed to be in a more natural kind of habitat as you went through the safari. The cast member we had was very knowledgeable and would point out animals, and they did seem like not very disturbed. Like they wasn't really disturbing the animals that much. Everyone was pretty respectful, and I'm sure that there's been some cases where people have not been very respectful on their safaris, and I'm not saying this has never happened before, and I'm not saying that like it's the best thing for the animals, but overall I thought they did a good job of trying to, you know, be respectful of the animals' habitats that they entered into, and they were very clear about how we were entering into their home and how we had to be respectful of them. So I thought that was nice. And overall, as I said, very knowledgeable. We saw a lot of animals, and yeah, they were just kind of chilling, and they didn't force the animals to come out or anything, if that makes sense. Like, we either saw them or we didn't. The lions, don't know where the fuck they were. They just moved on. Everything seemed well. I really enjoyed it. It was a great safari. I would like to go on an actual safari one day, but I always really like going on these types of safaris. Like, I enjoyed the San Diego Safari Park too. Just because I feel like I always wanted to go on a safari, but I can't afford to go to Africa. And I know this is going to sound hypocritical for the Epcot thing, but I really just need to take my chances wherever I can. But one day I will go to Africa, and one day I will go on a safari, mark my words. But this was really nice. I really enjoyed it, and we all really enjoyed it. We had a really good time. So I highly recommend going on the safari if you're in Animal Kingdom. I think it's by far one of the better rides that Disney offers. Then we went on Everest, and Everest was great. It was definitely the fastest coaster in Disney, and if you really want the thrill of a coaster, I would just highly recommend going on Everest. It was good. Me and my sister gave it a 10, a really solid thrill ride. I think it was the perfect level of thrill without being like insane like the Universal ones. It was good. It was really good. Really enjoyed it. Then we went on the river ride. The river ride was actually not that great. It was like a solid 7. It looked like it was gonna be like river rapids and you were gonna go like in the... No, it was actually kind of lame. You drop like once and you're just kind of like shushing around. You get really wet, which is nice if it's hot out, but like overall it was not what we had expected. It wasn't as thrilling as we had wanted, and it was kind of just average. It was fine. And now I will talk about Pandora. So we went to Pandora literally in like the last hour and a half that the park was open. And we really didn't get a lot of time to explore it, but I will give Pandora this. They did an amazing job of immersing you in the world of Avatar. Did I ever want to be immersed in the world of Avatar? No. But they did a phenomenal job of doing it. I really felt like, from what I could remember from the movie I saw 10 years ago when I was like 12, that I could remember that being in the movie. The practical set was phenomenal. They really did a great job. They built this entire world and they did a really good immersive job. Now, if anyone cared the way that people cared about Star Wars, this would be a big deal. But I'm so sorry to James Cameron. James Cameron's the only one that cares. So it's not that big of a deal. Like, you don't see people going as foaming at the mouth as you do in Star Wars. But I will say, like, oh my god, like, they did a phenomenal job, and I'll never take that away from them. And we left at night, and it was really nice at night because everything lit up and it just looked gorgeous. So obviously we were running low on time. So we decided to pick the Na'vi Flight of Passage as our ride that we were going to go on, because Jenny Nicholson told us it was great, and we would never doubt Jenny Nicholson. And we did not go on the other one, which Jenny Nicholson said was bad, so we didn't go on that one. And we didn't have a lot of time, so we chose that one, obviously. And I must say, it was phenomenal. It was definitely second to Rise of the Resistance, for obvious reasons, but this was definitely the second best ride we went on in all of Disney. An absolutely phenomenal ride. So you are doing the Na'vi Flight of Passage, which, don't worry, they're going to explain to you twice in informational videos. Don't worry. And you know, you're basically riding one of those dragon things that you attach your hair penis to, and you're doing the flight, and you're in a motion simulator, and it's a screen ride. You put on these 3D glasses. Now, this was very 50-50 for me. I get really bad motion sickness when it comes specifically to screen rides. Star Tours, mad at me, but actually this one didn't hurt me that bad. I have learned to close my eyes if I feel it coming on, and it kind of fades it away. But it was fun. You're in a motion simulator and you're just flying and you're doing swoops, and the visual effects on the screen are amazing. You feel really immersed. It was great. I can't recommend it enough. Even if you don't care about Avatar, I don't care about Avatar either. And I'm guessing none of you do either. But that ride is really worth going on. It's just a fun ride. It really is. So I would just highly recommend it. We all gave it a 10. Really good, really solid ride. And I would recommend just going to Pandora, just kind of look around. It's nice. The practical effects are great, and it's fun to look at. Yeah. We didn't spend a lot of time in Animal Kingdom, and I don't really have much more to say. I will say I think it's funny that Rainforest Cafe is outside of Animal Kingdom, and you have to come back into Animal Kingdom. I understand, because then Rainforest Cafe can stay open later than, you know, Disney. But that was really fun because we went to eat at Rainforest Cafe. What's my review of Rainforest Cafe? Very average. It was fine. It was fine. I enjoyed the fact that we were in an artificial jungle when there was like a real jungle that we could explore out there. Overall, I really wish that I had more time in Animal Kingdom, and I just had a blast. It was just a fun park to be in. I enjoyed the zoo. I enjoyed the rides that we went on. I enjoyed the atmosphere. I liked the vibe. I liked the shade. I really think it was just nice. And you know, Rainforest Cafe was average as always. But yeah, I would definitely recommend Animal Kingdom. Even though this is a shorter review, because I don't have as much to rant about. I don't have as much to say because we didn't really spend too much time there. I will say, like, it's a great park, and I cannot give it a more higher recommendation than that. Like, it's good. I would recommend going if you like zoos, and if you like a bit more thrill rides and a bit more of a I would say like a more mature atmosphere, if that makes sense. Like I think older people who are not like Disney fanatics would enjoy this park, you know, because it's not, as I said, not as Disney as the other parks. Yeah, anyways, so that's my review on Animal Kingdom. Yes, it's a lot shorter, but very positive, I would say. And I do hope that one day when I feel mentally ready to do Disney again, I'll go to Animal Kingdom again and spend a whole day there. But yeah, thank you so much for watching, and next one will be Universal, and that will probably be a very long review. Thanks, bye.